The whole thing wobbin', wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin', what. What's going on, guys? It's Zirksee coming at you today with another YouTube video, and today I'm doing something a little bit different as we get closer and closer to Madden 22, and today I'm going to be doing my top 10 favorite cards from Madden 21. Now, of course, you guys are looking at Isaiah Simmons right now, and you're thinking, well, this isn't his highest overall card. I know, because I'm going over my favorite cards from the time they were in the game. So I did try to put the players in order of when they came out and when I used them throughout the year, and kind of the players that were like the most dominant, or I just really enjoyed the cards at that certain time of the year for the longest. Let me know down below who your guys' favorite cards are from this year. I do want to give a shout out to Troy Lemus for being a part of the Noti Gang. If you guys want a chance to be shout out in the next video, drop a like in the vid. Make sure you guys are subbed to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and comment down below Noti Gang. Now, I will say, there's actually something very interesting that I found out after I was done making my top 10 list. There is a certain position that is missing, but I'm going to go over who my favorite player from that position was at the end, because I just thought it was interesting that I didn't have this pretty key position in my top 10 for the entire year. But starting off, of course, at the beginning of the game, Isaiah Simmons absolutely was one of my favorite cards, and he was on my team for a very long time. A couple of things, of course, going to these rankings here, or just in general my top 10, are how good were the cards, how long were those cards really good, and how much fun did I have with them. And Isaiah Simmons is, I mean, he's up there, right? Of course, these are in no order necessarily of, 1 through 10, my absolute favorite, but just in general, my 10 favorite here. Isaiah Simmons had to make the list. 6'4", 90 speed, 90 XL. He had 90 jumping to start off. His zone, man, whatever, none of that even matters, because this man at the beginning of the year was, without a doubt, the best user for a long time. He was absolutely incredible. I would say that Isaiah Simmons at the beginning of the game, like, people would ask me, hey, Zirk, I have, 300,000 coins or 400K, whatever. They'd say, what's one player I need to get? Every single time, the answer would be Isaiah Simmons. He was absolutely the one player you needed on defense, because he was just so much better than every other defensive player out. I feel like he was, without a doubt, the most necessary player. Now, on the other side of the ball, we have Tyreke Hill. Of course, Tyreke Hill at the beginning of the year was an absolute necessity. Now, also, not just was his speed really good, because, of course, 90 speed, 90 acceleration, but if you guys remember beginning of the year, the big thing was that press man meta, right? Bench press. Everyone was running bench press. It was awful, but man press, you were facing a lot. With Tyreke Hill, he had 87 deep route running. So if you put on go deep on him, you could get that to over 90, which is the threshold, which was so crucial at the beginning of the year. It's crazy to see how, like, the concept of the players that we think are just so necessary. Obviously, speed is going to be a top, like, need. Just always, speed is always a big thing. But deep route running specifically was very needed to be over 90 at the beginning of the year. And Tyreke Hill, he got it done. And very similar to Tyreke Hill, Mark Clayton was just so good at the beginning of the year. Now, you might be wondering, why is he, a 90 overall and 950 coins? Well, this is actually his power up, because if you guys remember at the beginning of the year, you could actually use additional training and get all of the team diamonds past, like, whatever overall they are, which I believe Clayton was at 86, I want to say. Yeah, I believe 86 right there, powered up to 87. You could bring him all the way up to a 90 overall just using training points on him, and you could take a look at his route running. He had 89 deep route running, which again means over 90 deep route running. He had 89 speed, 90 XL, 89 change of direction. Him and Tyreke Hill, probably the two most necessary, I would say, wide receivers at any point in time during the year. I feel like that duo at the beginning of the year was probably more necessary than any other time throughout the year with any other wide receivers. Like, just beginning of the year, you need to be over 90 deep route running, and you need to have speed. Clayton and Tyreke Hill. You had those two, you were set. And I had them both for a very long time. Now, you may be noticing that quite a few of these players are from the beginning of the year, and honestly, I think it's just a matter of a lot of these Team Diamond cards, and just in general, Isaiah Simmons and Tyreke Hill, they were just so good for a very long time, and Jermichael Finley was one of those players that was just so good. He was by far and away the best tight end in the game, at the beginning of the year. He only had 83 speed and 86 acceleration, but that was good enough at the beginning of the year. But the main thing with Finley was 90 medium route running, because you could throw tight end apprentice on him, and then you could put him on those corner routes with that 90 medium route running, also at 90 catch in traffic. He was such a beast for me. Definitely one of the most notable tight ends that I've had throughout the year. Spoiler, there's not another tight end. If I was going to put another one on here, because I really thought about it, putting tight end Robert Woods, but I really feel like I didn't play enough with tight end Robert Woods, and I played a lot more games, especially since I played a lot of weekend league back then. I, of course, dropped that to do the No Money Spent series, but Finley here, he was incredible. And, of course, how could I not have Barry Sanders on this list? Now, I know this year was a pass-first game. However, yeah, Barry Sanders is on my team. Like, if you guys go back and take a look at my lineup update videos, Barry Sanders was on my team for so long. He's actually still on my team, like at a backup now, but he was the starter for so long because this card was just so good. But also we got Cowboys Cam, and I had 25 to 50 Cowboys, so we got like that additional speed in there as well. And of course I did get Barry Sanders done like extremely fast. I did all of the sets, did a gameplay for you guys and everything like that. Had Barry Sanders on the team, and I mean, as I said, this list is about players I had on my team for a very long time and that performed at a very high level for a very long time. I had Barry forever. Now, spoiler guys, that is it for the players at the beginning of the game. Now, moving a little bit farther down the lifespan of Madden 21, Micah Hyde. One of the first, if not the first, I honestly cannot remember. I think he was the first, I want to say, safety to be able to get to 99 zone. Powered up with lockdown maxed out, you're looking at 99 zone coverage. And I gotta say, I noticed a difference. I noticed a big time difference from all of the other safeties in the game immediately upon getting Micah Hyde, because having that zone at 99, he was just so crazy of a ball hawk for me. This dude was just a monster. I absolutely loved Micah Hyde, and to be honest, I never was a big fan of his cards because he's only got 58 hit power, but this year, especially in Madden 21, there just wasn't really any fumbles, so I didn't care about, losing all the hit power or whatever. I just wanted someone who would make plays on the ball, and Micah Hyde, he made plays. So next up is going to be Dion Sanders, and specifically the 50 Dion Sanders. Now, of course, the base legend one was also really good, and that was just an incredible, time for me, because if you guys remember from that pack opening, it's probably my best pack ever, singular pack. Maybe not best all-around, bundle, whatever. Probably as well, actually, thinking about it now, but it was just so crazy because if you guys remember, I actually pulled Vic and Dion in the same exact pack, the LTD versions of both. It was absolutely crazy, but in terms of how long were the cards actually on my team, how well did they play, the Legend Dion was on my team forever, essentially, because I picked it up, but this card was actually on my team for a lot longer because once this card came out with the 50, he never left my team. Why would he leave? He got 96 speed, 96 excel, powered up, 97 speed, 97 acceleration. Well, sprinter, 99 speed, 99 excel. He was been on my team forever. Also the man in zone, 99, 99. I mean, this card was an end game card that came out before Christmas. So, yeah, pretty crazy stuff. The funny thing is I said before Christmas, he actually came out on Christmas Eve. But in terms of the best overall pass rusher for me throughout the entire year, I think it was TJ Watt. Team of the year, TJ Watt played incredible. I know Lawrence Taylor cards always play really good for me. DeMarcus Ware this year played really good for me. But in terms of actually getting pressure, getting sacks, getting the QB, no card was better for me than TJ Watt. He has 90 speed, 93 acceleration, also has 96 finesse move, 94 block shed, and 95 hit power. TJ Watt was the best pass rusher for me all year. I know Isaiah Simmons is an absolute monster of a user. Right now, we have Jamal Adams, we have DK Metcalf. There's just so many good safeties out right now. But I gotta say, the safety that I probably had the most crazy interceptions, if you guys follow me over on Twitter, you know this, I don't really post clips much of, interceptions, whatever there on Twitter. So maybe sometimes I do, but Eric Berry, he made me just go, wow. The interceptions he was getting, it just didn't make sense because you guys can see he's only 6 feet tall. Now, he does have 98 jumping, so maybe that had something to do with it. 95 change of direction, really good speed, really good acceleration, but something about this Eric Berry card, he was getting the craziest like jumping animations, like just snagging like seam routes that he just shouldn't be able to get to, like 10, 12, 15 yards down the field, like just jumping up, boom, he's got it. 6 feet tall, does not matter. I don't know what it was about this card, but this Eric Berry card probably was my favorite user throughout the entire year. It's pretty close, honestly, with Isaiah Simmons, to be honest with you, but very, very close. Eric Berry, Isaiah Simmons. I would say Isaiah Simmons at the beginning of the year was probably the card that you necessarily needed the most, but in terms of one of my favorite cards, Eric Berry, definitely just a monster. And the final player on this list, guys, is actually going to be Montez Sweat for many reasons. Number one, great pass rusher. Number two, great at stopping the run, but also quarterback spy. I love a good QB spy. Montez Sweat, 95 speed and 98 acceleration. I mean, that's just ridiculous. This is definitely one of the best golden tickets that were made this year. This card was absolutely crazy. Now, as I said, you guys may have noticed there's one position that wasn't actually on this list, and that's quarterback. Taking a look through all the quarterbacks this year, to be honest with you, I never really felt like any of them I had like a crazy time with. If I had to pick a certain quarterback, it would probably be Brett Favre, maybe the 50 Brett Favre. I feel like I used that card for quite a while, but obviously like golden ticket Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the game right now. But in terms of like card that I used for a very long time, and like I just felt like it was an absolute necessity to have on your team, it probably would have been like Favre or the LTD Rodgers, whatever. But I don't think they deserve to make this list in terms of like overpoweredness compared to all these other guys. Maybe I'm underlooking the quarterback position or undervaluing it in terms of my favorite cards, but there wasn't like a Vic this year because of his release and everything like that, probably, that I just really thought, yeah, this is my favorite card all year. Never really had that. So with that being said, guys, I hope you did enjoy the video, and if you did, make sure you guys drop a like in the video, and of course hit that sub button down below. Those were my top 10 favorite cards in Madden 21. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time.